Hello and welcome to day 27 of this full stack shift taking application. So here today we are going to tackle on our login functionality. So remember in our last video we created this part here that we are calling the Redux toolkit here, and this part is which will help us to be able to persist our user into our application, so that a user, even if the user reloads their browser, then it means that they won't be logged out or will not lose the information of the user. So what we'll do is that here I'm going to go into this page for logging in. So as you can see here, and the first thing that I want is to create variables that will help us also to store our password and our staff ID. So I'm going to create here const, and then here we are going to have like a staff ID like that, and the other thing is set staff ID here, and then here we are going to use state, and then here also we have like a empty text. So also we are going to have a variable for password. So this is password, and then set password here like that. And then now here we can be able to have like this part that we are also adding use state. You can be able to see a use state here. Actually I can just give it that brackets, and then it is empty text. So we have staff ID here, and we have password. So let us collect the information from our inputs. So the first input here that we want is for the staff ID. So for this one here, we have this input for staff ID. So I'm going to use on change event. So on change event here. So this is on change event. So this one actually it should be on change like that. And then here I can be able now to use now the event here, and then set staff. So set staff ID like that, and then here this one is e.target.value like that. And then also we are going to use the same for the password. So also here down for the password here, so I'm going to do the same. So on change that one. So here I'm going to use now the event also, and I'm going to also set password like that, and then here it will be e.target.value. So that means that now we can be able also to get the information from these inputs now. So the other thing that I'm going to do here is that here that we have this one that we are calling login here, I'm going to add on click event. So this is on click event here, and I'm going to add another function here that we are calling handle login, and then this one we are going to create it. So copy this, and then up here we are going to create a const an arrow function. So this one here like that. So this one, and then we are going also to be able now to log in using this one here. So here also I'm going to add a sync, but before that I need to actually use dispatch. So I'm going to import several stuff. So I'm going to import here from, let's say, React, or from React Redux. So from React Redux here, React Redux, we are going to import this. We are going to import here use dispatch from the React Redux, and also I'm going to use selector like that, and then now we can be able to use them here. So let's use that. So after this one we can be able to say const dispatch here. We are going to call the function use dispatch. So we are going to call use dispatch here like that, And then the other thing that also we are going to do is that also we are going to get the user. We are going to select the user slice. So get the user here using use selector like that. And then now the other thing that I need to do is to make sure now I select the user. So I'm going to start by state, and then using now the state I can be able to get the user like that. So that is it. First of all, let me just save. So the other thing that I need to do now, I'm going to come here and I'm going now to continue with the functionality inside this login function. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is first of all check if I have staff ID. So if I have staff ID here, and also if I have the password. So if I have the password and if I also have like staff ID, what I can do is that I can do await now, and then I'm going to call login, and I'm going to get this login. We are going to get this login from now. Let me show you. So let me import login. I'm going to import login here. I'm going to import it from, let me show you this file here that we are calling Redux, from the Redux folder, and then I'm going to get it from now, like this user reducer here. So like that. So I'm going to use it here, and the first event here, or the first thing that we need to as argument is dispatch. So we need to get to send the dispatch, and also we are going also to send like staff ID as a object, and then password here like that. So now after this, now also we need to use this use selector here to get our user, because I need to know if I'm able to log in. So I'm going to do console log here, and I'm going to just print user.current user like that, and then we can be able to see that. So let me first of all save that, and then let's see if we get like we are going to get like our user. So I'm going to also cut this and do try catch, because this is can bring errors. So this one I'm going to paste it down here, and also I'm going to console log here and then print the error here like that. So let me see now. If I do this now, I'll be able now to see if I'm able to log in. So if I log in, I'll be able to see I just print the current user here, of which will be have persisted the user. So here I'm going to first of all go to the side of login. So let me go to login. So let me also, and before that I want to show you something also. So here I need to show you the side of staff. So this side of the staff here. So I don't know what the problem is. So here I'm getting some errors. So here let me see where the error is. What the error. So I think here we have like some problem. Does not provide an export name for login at this part. So here also the requested module does not exist. So I think it's because my VS Code is also not, is still running. So what I'll do is that I think I can first of all close it. So let me close it here like that, and then I'm going to open it again. So let me open it to see if it will be able to save my information, and also to finish loading, because I think it got stuck in loading. So I have restarted it, so I'm thinking that it will be okay now. So here we have everything here. Let it load. So it has finished loading. So let's see. So if I reload this one here, I think that was the problem. So here I can be able to see now that we don't have like this part here for the user. So what I'll do is that, let me see if I can be able to restart my application also. So I'm going to let me close this terminal here, and then I leave only 3 terminals. So here the first terminal is here, this one. I'm going to navigate to front end. So I'm going to go to npm front end, and then I'll start my server here. And then also I'm going to start my server for backend. So backend here, and then here I'm going to use node MERN. So again, so this is a 2 here. So you can be able to see here we have now started our application here, and here also we can be able to see this one here. So let us reload. So if we reload here, I think now it will work, hoping so. So yeah, you can see here we don't have like this part here. So let me try and import it. So because we are in login here, what I'll do is that I'm going to check if I have this login in this part. Actually, I think I have made a mistake. So here we need to get the login, and then actually let me see the login. If we have the login here, so the login it should be from API calls. So that's one of the problems that I have. So this is npm API calls. So let us see if it will work now. So let us reload again. And if we reload now, you can be able to see now we have this stuffs part here. Also, I want to show you something. So if I click here, the functionality for bidding. So if I click the shift for bidding here like that, you'll be able to see we have this bid button. But if we, let me go back, this actually is stuff. I made a mistake somewhere. So also here, if I go to this part where we have my shift, because this is not for bidding, you cannot be able to see that button for bidding, that is. So I'm going also, because here I've seen that I made mistake here. It is not stuff, it is stuff. So let me go to this here that we are calling shift, and up here, let me see where I made the mistake. So let me scroll down, and here it should be stuff, not stuffs. So that is it. Let me try and reload again. So let me go back, and then when I use now, I can go back to stuff. So now I want us to go to the login side. So to go to login, I need to just go to login here. Let me type login. So let me click login here, and we'll be able to see login. So you can see when we have this part here, you can see we have login, and also because we have not logged in yet, you can see here we have console log, and you can see here we have null now, this null, because we don't have the user. So let's just type the details for logging in. So here I had already had a logged in user, so I'm going to copy the staff ID here like that. So let me paste it here, and then also I'm going to copy the other part, which is password. So also let me copy it like that, and then I'm going to paste it here. So let me try and log in now. So if I click here, you can be able to see now we have these details. We have these details, we have the name here and everything. So now we are logged in. So what I can do is that I need to restrict some pages, because if you have logged in, you should not be able to come back to log in again, or this page that is called login. And also if you have not logged in, you should not be able to see this page here that you are calling the staff, because already you have not logged in. So to do that, I'm going to this part here that we are calling the API.jsx, and I'm going to import user selector. So let me see where I used use selector. I use selector here from my login here, and let me copy this part. I'm going to use selector to be able to select the user slice. So I'm going to paste it up here, or let me use it here. So the other thing that I need to do is that I remove this, and then I'm going to come here into this part and copy this. So let me copy it again and then paste it down here, so I can use it somewhere here. I think I can use it just here like that. So I have user here. So what I'll do is that I'll first of all, before you get the path, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just make sure that I have done some restriction. So this page, the first page, you can be able to see it, home page. You can be able to see login page if you have not logged in, and also forget password, reset password. But for this one here, for like stuff, we need to be able to restrict. So to restrict, what you'll do is that, for example, you'll first check. So you do user and then current user like that, and then first of all check if you have logged in, and if you have logged in, then you can be able to access this here stuff page here. If not, then it means that you not be able to see that page, or we can return none. Or maybe another thing that also you can be able to do is that you can use navigate for React router DOM. So let me import here. So I'm going to import, let me show you. I'm going to import here navigate, like this one here. So you can see navigate there, and I can come here now very easily. So, and use navigate too. So here I'm going to use navigate, and then here navigate here I'm going to use to now to show where I want to navigate to. So this is, I'm going to navigate to login. So let me slash login here, login like that. Also the other thing is that now I can be able to use this here. So I'm going to copy this, and now I can be able actually now to be able to copy the same here, and then I'm going to paste it here, but this time this will be my account. So or account, so this part here, because we are checking here, I'm going to take account, so you can be able to see account here. The other thing is here for my shift, also I can be able to restrict that. So this is my shifts, so this is my shifts here. So this is my shifts, I think, or shifts, I think it is shifts here. Yeah, this is shifts here. So the other thing is report, so I'm going to restrict report. So this is report page, so report like that. So let me see shift here, also I'm going to restrict it like that. So this is shift here like that. So that is it. So I think I have restricted now the pages. So that is it. If I've not logged in, so for example, let me try and log out. So I'm going to come back here, and going to create a function here, a very simple function. So let me just come here, and I'm going to create button, and then this button we are going to call it logout. And I want to show you how you can be able now to log out. So here I'm going to give it on click. So on click like that. I'm going to say logout. as a function. So let me create that function here. So const here log out, and then this is an arrow function like that. And then what I'm going to do is to now export to call the logout here. So where is my logout? My logout is in my Redux. So this is the Redux here, and in user Redux here. So this is the function, and actually here I made a mistake. So I'm going to copy login failure and this logout, and I'm going to paste it inside here. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going also to export logout here. So logout, I'm going to export it, logout, can be able to see it here. And then I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to use dispatch. So this is dispatch, and then I'm going to use now logout. So let me see if I can get logout. You can see logout here. And then now I'm going to click it to log out. So if I'm in this page for logging in here, so logging in, login here, like that. If I click now, let me show you something. So if I try and click here, this part here, log out, and actually I can be able to actually just console log again after I have log out. So if I log out and then let me click here, so if I click, you can see now it is null. So we are not logged in right now. So if I try and navigate to staffs here, or staff side of the page, will not be able to do that. So here if I try, you can be able to see we are redirected back to login. So we cannot be able to see staff side unless we log in. So I'm going to remove this part here now, because we are going to not to need logout here functionality. So I'm going also to remove this like that. So here I'm going to just format my code. Let me remove this logout here. So that is it for that part. So I'm going to log in now again. So let me see where the error is. So actually I don't know why I'm having this actually. So let me see where the error is again. So I'm having like errors here. So this is logging in, and again I think if it is successful, you can navigate to, we can be able to navigate also to staffs. So let me show you how you can be able to make sure that you navigate to staffs if you have already logged in. So first thing first, I'm not going to, first of all, I'm not going to just be able to use selector here. I'm not going to use selector here. So what I'm going to do is to make sure that you can navigate to logging in, or let me just log in and then navigate to now the staffs. So let me come here, and then I can be able to do AP 1100, because that is the one that we have here. And then this is the password 1234. So I'm going to copy this. So I'm going to copy that, paste it here, and try and log in. So this will be like that. So let me log in, and then now if I try and go to the staff side, let me see if we can be able to now see that page. Oh, this is actually staff, not staffs. So we are going to, you can see now we are able to see now this part. So that is it. And so what we are going to do also is to make sure that if you look here, you can be able to see also we have this part that we are calling my account, and I want to come here and display that information here, and also make sure that we have this part here working for password and also changing your password. So typing password and also be able to see that password, and when you click this button here, you'll be able to change your password. So what I'm going to do is let me close this, actually this one also, and this. So I'm going to also to, let me open the login again, because I'm going to need to copy stuff here. So let me say copy this, or just remove this, remove that, and then here in my account, so this is account here. So let me first of all format also the code here, so that it is formatted well. So now let me also open the login. I don't know why I'm still keep closing the login. So here I need to copy some stuff here. First of all, I need to copy this part here that we're calling use selector. So copy use selector and then paste it here, up here. And then the other thing that also I need to do is I need to make sure that I can be able to get the user using use selector. So how can I do this? So actually I cannot be able to do that here. So actually I might need to do it manually. So let me just close this. So I'm going to import here from React Redux. So React Redux here. And then this one will be use selector, like that. The other thing that we need to do is here we are going to make sure that we are going to select. So I'm going to select our user. So the first thing that I need to do is to make sure now I select, of which that will be very easy for us now because we know how it works. So use selector and then const user here, and then here I can be able to use selector, like that. And then here I'm going to take the state, and then after I'm taking the state here, I'll also be able to now use state dot user, like that, as simple as that. So now I'll be able to use this user here to display my information. For example, here in username, so here I'm going to remove this. Here I can be able to use here user. So I have user dot current user, current user dot, actually this is small c, current user dot now the username, like that. So this one I'm going to be copying this and displaying it. So this is, I'm going to paste it here. This one it will be full name. So this is full name here. And also here I'm going to use the placeholder here, and that one is for email. So this one is for email now. So email, actually don't know why I've just removed everything. So this is email. So also here is the phone. So I'm going to just remove this, like that, and then paste it here. So this is phone. So this is phone. And what else do we need? Also here we need to have like an address. Yeah, so we have address here. So this is address. We have gender here. So this one is gender. So gender here. So this is gender. And the other one is staff ID, which here we need to have staff ID here. So this is staff ID. So let me paste it here, staff ID. So let me check now. So if I save that, you can be able to see already the information is changed here now. So the other thing that I need to do here is now to work on this submit, to take the password and submit. So what I will do here, let me first of all format this, and I'm going to create a variable here that we are going to call it password also. So I'm going to create const password, and I'm going to do set password here. So this is use state, like that. It is an empty text there. And the other thing that I'm going to do, if you see here, we have this input, and this input here, we are going to now collect the text here. For this text, I'm going to use on change. So this is on change, like that. And then this one, we are going to use set password. So set password, can be able to see it. So this is e.target.value, like that. So after that, now also we can have like another function that we are going to call it, let me see, the like a function. Here we are going to have a function that we are going to call it handle submit. So let me do on click here. So here we'll be having a function that we are calling handle. So handle submit, like that. And then this is where now we are going to implement now the checking for stronger password and also for submitting our information. So now here I'm going to create that function. This one function we are calling handle submit, and then it's an arrow function. And also I'm going to receive e, and because I'm going to prevent default reloading, so I'm going to use e.prevent default here, like that. And then the other thing is that now I'll be able to validate the password, because I want to use stronger password for my users. So what I'll do is that I already have to validate that password, and I had already have that code here. So I'm going to copy this, like that. So let me paste it here, up here, so like that. So I'm going to remove this, and also I'm going to remove this, like that. So here I'm going also to import this public request. I think it should autocomplete, or I can also be able to just make sure that I have imported it. So import here, import, and we are going to import public request. So I don't know why I cannot be able to import it direct. So I'm going to get it from this file that you are calling request methods here. Let me also be able to now get public request, like that, as simple as that. And then now I'm going to, because now we have this public request here, and then here I'm going to actually, let me just let me copy this first of all, and I'm going to just add some things here, because in here if password dot length, then let me see what we need to do here. Must be at least 8 characters, and if password is not, so you need to check for this condition. So here I'm going to have like an error here. So let me copy this, like that, and then I'm going to, and actually I can paste it here, or I can just console log. Let me just console log here, because I don't want to spend a lot of time here. Or maybe I can just actually, let me make it. So let me paste this one here. That means that we need to create a variable here. So we have a variable here. So I'm going to copy it and then paste it down here. So this is error. So we have error here, and then set error like that. So now we have validate password function, and this one will check if your password is strong enough, and then after that it will just send this request to your backend here. You can be able to see we need to have email here, and after the email we are getting it from the current user, and then we send also the password, and this is to make sure that this one will send like an email in the inbox of the person who have changed the password, so that also they can remember the password that they have changed. So then also here you can see set password will be set to empty text. So now I'm going to call that function here. So validate password here, I'm going to call it here. So I don't know what I have done here. So validate password like that. So we are going to call this function here. And also let me see the other part that we have not used. So error. So let me show you something. So I'm going to come here down, and if maybe, let's see, come here, if we have error, that means we have text in error, then we're going to show the error here. So I'm going to use span. So let me use span here like that. So I'm going to show the error itself. So we have error, so like that. So I don't know why this is not working for us. So let me also copy this like that. Okay, I'm going to show it up here, or maybe somewhere here. And I don't know why this error is, I don't have this variable called error, cannot be able to see it. So we have this error here. So I'm going to just first of all remove it, and now because I don't have any other error up there, let me try and use this. So error like that. Also I'm going to check if I have error, then that means that I can use span now. So this is span to display that error. So I can display error here. So error, and then if I don't, then I can just leave it like that. So as simple as that. So that is the functionality for changing the password. So there is a last part that I want to finish with this application, and this part is in our admin dashboard, and this is how to use coordinates. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to come here, and in my source pages here, and then product, or this that we are calling shift page here, what I'm going to do is that also I'm going to show you the coordinates, and the coordinates that I'm going to use is the live coordinate. So here I'm going to first of all delete this, because this is hard coding the code. I want to get like codes in a very dynamic way from our clocking in and clock out. So here I'm going to have shift like that, and also here I'm going to have, actually this should be codes like that, and then set codes or coordinates, and then this one will be use state. So let me use state here, use state. This one will be object like that. So now the other thing that I need to do is to create a function. So I'm going to create a function here. This function we are going to call it handle cross map. So I'm going to call it handle cross map. You can call it the way you want. So this here I'm going to first of all accept that is event, and also here I'm going to accept codes like that. So this is a function. Actually I need to use here like a function, an arrow function. So this is handle cross map. So I think this has already been declared. So I think here I have another handle cross map, or this one here. Actually I can be able to see it. So I'm going to just remove that, and in here I'm going to have event, and then I'm going also to have like codes or coordinates. The other thing that I need to do here is I'm going to first of all make sure that I set codes to give it the codes that we have passed here. So like that. So what I'm going to do now to get these codes, I'm going to come back here in croc in and croc out. So let me come here, and you can see I'm looping. So as am I looping here, what I'm going to do is handle cross map. So you can see here handle cross map here. So this is croc in and croc out is down here. So let me show you something now. Here I'm going to accept event. So let me accept event here like that. So that is event, and then here I'm going to also make sure that I have to accept now the event plus the coordinates now. So I'm going to do event, and then I'm going to accept coordinates, which will be crocking now, or croc. Let me see, when we are looping we are using croc in here. So I'm going to do croc in dots codes like that, and the same will happen with our, so let me copy this. The same will happen with our croc out. So come here at the croc out, and in here I'm going to use now croc out. So let me paste it here, but this time this will be croc out now, croc out like that. So that is it now. I think now I have done almost everything in this project. So in the last video now we are going to talk about the overview of this project, and then we wrap up about this project. So thank you so much for coming all this way. So if you like this project, like this video, and also subscribe so that you'll get notified each and every time that I upload new video. See you in the next video, which will be the last video that we have in this project.